Okay, we're doing another race today and pretty seriously um, pumping things up. This is in the Grand Prix Rivals series, which are X class cars, um, primarily Ferrari 641s and McLaren Hondas. Um, Very fast cars. So here we are at the Daytona International Speedway, and I already did qualifying. I qualified ninth in this particular race, and I want to see if I can better that. I haven't exactly got all the um, top speed tweaks all dialed in on this Ferrari that I'm using. There I am right there. Um, but I do switch over to hard tires because I know that Indianapolis is a fairly abrasive surface and you get more laps out of a pair of hard tires. And this race is pretty long. It's 20 laps, so you are going to have to pit to get tires. And we're off. And there's a little bit of a traffic jam up here, and people are jostling for position. And I somehow managed to make it through there unscathed. And I'm getting up to speed. And this guy on my right, I kind of tried to give him a little bit more room, and this steering wheel is a lot more sensitive than I thought, and I actually went off track. I didn't get a penalty, but I still went off track. Now these guys up here, they're all jostling around for position and trying to, fit three cars into space that only allows two. And I'm almost brushing the wall, but I managed to keep away from it. And I get through those guys, and I have no choice but to go off track to pass that guy. I go off track again. That guy slams into me, spins out. My speed, of course, goes way, way down. I get a massive time penalty. And I'm in third place, which you think is pretty good. And this car down the back straightaway, this car will get up to about 235, maybe 236 for a brief moment. But this guy over here on my right side, who's coming up, he apparently has some tuning tweak because he's getting just a little bit more speed than I am. And this is, we're talking about literally hundredths of a second that are going to separate, one position from another. And he's not real stable. He's bumped into me a couple of times, but he is able to get his nose past me a little bit, but I've got the inside, so that's a shorter way around the track. And it's my suspicion that he keeps bumping me because he wants to knock me off the track. I don't know that for a fact. That's just my suspicion. But he is filling up my rearview mirror pretty good. And he ducks behind me to get that kind of drafting effect down the straightaway. but he's still not able to get his nose fully past me. So he keeps bumping into me in the corners to knock me off line. And he bumped into me again and again. And so I'm not real happy with this guy, but I don't want to do like a retaliatory bumping back, because if I do that, I could easily spin myself out. Now he did the move, the little, what do you call it, drafting move, and he did get past me. But now I catch up to him and I swing up on his right side, and he slides up and bangs into me again. And so this guy is not a very courteous driver, and I'm on the high line, so it's a longer way around the track, and he's going to get under, or he's going to get through that corner faster. And I end up having to go off track to give this guy room. I get past him, but I get a time penalty because I went off track. But there was nowhere else for me to go, and he got down back on the underside of me, and he's just bound and determined. And he is, you know, we're very, very equal in the speed that we can carry. But he's trying his darndest to get past me, and I'm basically doing the same thing, although I'm not constantly bumping into him. Now, coming up here on either the 9th or the 10th lap is when I plan to pit. And so I'm keeping an eye on him to see when he might pit, because I don't want to pit at the same time as he does. I want to end up being on the track in a different position than he is. And I want to get down to the inside here because I want to go into the pits. And he's kind of in my way. So I decide I'll go around one more time and I'll pit on the 10th lap. Because I really didn't have the right positioning there. And now here's somebody else that's kind of slow and kind of bottlenecking things. And I end up kind of tangling with him a little bit, which allows this guy to pull away from me. But I had already planned on coming in for the pits on this lap. Whether or not I end up doing that, I don't know yet, because I'm kind of focused on this guy. And I seem to be faster because I'm catching him. And so I swing up on the high side to go around him. Now I've got moderate, and he bangs into me 2 more times. Now I've got moderate tire wear. And I get a points violation for contact, even though he slammed into me. Now there's a McLaren coming up in my rearview mirror, but I'm going to go down into the pits on this lap. And I say hard tires, no fuel. I've got plenty of fuel. So it's a pretty fast pit stop. And as you can see, there's quite a bit of damage to the car because that guy kept bumping into me. Now I come out of the pits in 12th place. I went into the pits in 3rd place, and I come out of the pits in 13th because that guy just passed me. But I'm pretty confident that I'm faster than these guys. So, and plus, I believe some of these people are going to have to pit as well. and he slams into the wall. I managed to squeeze through there without having an accident, and I move up to 10th because there's a couple of other cars that were slowing down quite a bit to go into the pits. I go up to 9th because I just passed that guy in a McLaren who was coming out of the pits. But I've got an open track. That was a lap traffic of ghost car. And so I've got free traffic. The guy in front of me he's 3.7. Well, now he's 14, so he must be in the pits. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe he had some kind of mishap. But I move up to 6th. I brush the wall, which slows me way, way down. And now I got to keep an eye on my rearview mirror because there's people behind me. They're going to be catching up. Because the difference between 180 and 230 is quite a bit. There's a little bit more haze that's starting to come over the track. But I'm getting back up to full speed again. I'm in 6th place. And I've got a warning that says that I should drive more carefully. However, personally, I disagree with that warning because most of the things that happened were other people bumping into me. There may be those that disagree with that, but they're not the ones that are behind the wheel. I am, and I know that the people, they bumped into me. I didn't bump into them. So on the 16th lap here out of 23, and these laps go by awfully fast when you're doing 230 miles an hour. And I'm seeing the next person behind me, he's only not even a full second behind me. So he's pretty close. The guy in front of me, he's 7 seconds in front of me. So that's quite a distance on a racetrack when you're doing 230 miles an hour. And I'm not able to close that gap. That guy is remaining at a steady 7 seconds ahead of me. The guy leading the race, he's 39.5 seconds ahead of me. So there's no catching him. And I'm just trying to remain focused. And I mean, it might look like you're just out for a Sunday drive, but the reaction that you get through the force feedback steering wheel is really intense. You have to really, really hold on to that thing. And I'm noticing that this car behind me, he's closing the gap just a little bit. And I see him in my rearview mirror. It's white, so I think it's one of those McLarens, those McLaren Hondas. And I just keep going, 130, 234, 235. For whatever reason, I'm not able to get this thing to hit 236 or 237. Even though the way that I have it tuned, it says that this thing should be able to reach, 147. But I can only speculate that that must be on a very long, very straight, very flat straightaway, which is not Daytona. Even the straightaway sections on Daytona are slightly banked. They have like a 3-degree banking, whereas the turns have 32 degrees banking. So I remain in sixth. The guy behind me has closed the gap to 0.06 or 0.6 seconds. So he has closed the gap ever so slightly. Got 3 more laps left. I'm showing minor tire wear, but I'm not going to pit. I'm going to keep going on the tires that I have. That's one of the reasons why I chose the hard compound, is because you're able to get more laps. With a medium compound tire on this track at these kinds of speeds, you're going to only get 7, maybe 8 laps out of a set of tires. So you have to have like 3 pit stops in a 20-lap race. Whereas with these tires, you can get away with only 1 pit stop. And I know that I'm currently sitting in 6th place, but that's going to change because of all the time penalties that I have. And now I'm showing minor tire wear, moderate tire wear, but still I only have 1 lap left, and I'm not gonna change tires. But this McLaren, he has managed to close the gap, and he does get past me. And then I have to go down below the line, and we end up tangling a little bit. I go off track right there, and I'm able to save it without spinning out, even with tires that don't have full grip. But he's right on me, and he's coming up on the left side, and he's able to get around me on that side, but I'm on the inside track, which is a shorter way around the track. But I think he's going to be able to draft and swing past me right here. But I still managed to retain 6th. But I end up dropping all the way down to 8th because of the time penalties. So that's my race at Daytona Tri-Oval with my Ferrari 641. I hope you liked it, and I will see you on the racetrack.